Tonight is 2.3 to 2.4 in the ISN. It is about establishing the feudal order and feudal monarchs. Jackson, what am I about to ask you? Huh? I know. That's why I have to ask you all the time. Okay, snap points, please. Snap points. Pull yourself. Yeah, this one. Oh, yeah. The one that says the Viking Age, you'll need that out. Oh, also go ahead and get your Chromebooks out. Don't get logged on, just get them out. Jordan and Cody today? Okay. We're having a new student on Monday. Not new to the school, just new to our class. I'm gonna put her over here, okay? Just so you guys know. Are we ready? In your pile of papers, because the binder is too hard. I know. Oh my gosh. Okay. Today, on this day, now we're gonna do. You're each gonna be assigned a Viking leader, and you are going to look at some of their accomplishments in life. And you are going to determine the significance, something you found interesting in a learner profile. All right? Are you with me so far, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And then at the end of class, you'll share in your groups. You know how we've broken up a couple times and you have to share. We'll do that. And if we have enough time, we'll start the very beginning of our simulation that we're going to do on Tuesday. We're probably not going to get there because I haven't in any class today. All right? On this day in history, the World Trade Center was bombed in 1993. Did you know that the World Trade Center was bombed before 2001? Yes, no, maybe so? Yeah, right? So at 12:18 p.m., a terrorist bomb exploded in the parking garage of the World Trade Center. It left a 60-foot wide crater, causing the collapse of several steel reinforced concrete floors near the blast. Now, the idea was to hopefully topple the building, correct? That's your intention if you're bombing something. So they were not successful in what they were trying to do. However, 6 people did die. They were unable to they didn't bomb the right spot to make the skyscraper fall over. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. 6 people were killed, 1,000 people were injured, and 50,000 people were evacuated from the building. So a messy day, for sure. The World Trade Center suffered $50 million worth of damage, and then they didn't find the people who did this until 2 years later, February 1995. There was a massive manhunt that took place. They could not find the people. Eventually they found the mastermind of the attack. He was arrested in Pakistan. And had been in the Philippines for a while and left a computer with terrorist plans to kill the Pope and to bomb 15 American airliners within 48 hours. So good thing that scary dude got taken away, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a downer, I'm sorry, but it did happen today in history. Good?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch screens really quick. If you want to get onto your Google Classroom and have what I posted today up, that would be great. And then just leave it, because we're going to talk about it for a second. Okay, who can tell me what the learning goal is for our Vikings unit, little mini unit? Who can tell me? Shockingly enough, it's somewhere in the classroom every day. Just like the date, Rylan, just like the date. Tell me, Will, what's the learning goal?
We will analyze the first civilization of the Viking Age from European and Scandinavian.
Yeah, right. We're looking at the perception of Vikings from both the European and Scandinavian point of view. What did we learn on Wednesday about the Scandinavian point of view? Lars, you think? Talk it out.
Are you talking about they didn't have any communication?
Yeah, what did they not have?
Any writing.
Yeah, they didn't have a written language. So what does that mean? Why don't we know very much about them, Maya?
Because everything was orally, like, passed down.
Yeah, right? And remember, things weren't written down until Scandinavia was Christianized in the 12th and 13th centuries. And then things got written down. Guess what, guys? That's like 200 or 300 years after the Viking Age ended. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
So the information that's listed on your slides, some of it says this may or may not have happened because we don't know for sure. You with me on that?
Yep.
All right, now I'm gonna model by doing Ragnar Lothbrok for you. You don't have to write anything down on this one, okay? You do just need to follow along. Are you with me? Yes or no? Okay, Ragnar Lothbrok. You'll want to be on the next page of your notes.
So you don't have to write anything down for the.
You don't have to write anything down for this one, okay? So Ragnar Lothbrok was a Danish king. He is a legendary Norse king with accomplishments in Scandinavia, Francia, and England, Anglo-Saxon England. He's the father of many famous sons. Ivar the Boneless, Bjorn Ironside, Sigurd the Snake in the Eye, what? Vitserg and Abba. Yeah, they had fun names, correct? Yeah. Do you want to be Carly Snake in the Eye? No, it's kind of weird, I know. Ragnar's life is chronicled in different sagas, okay? These sagas are prose writing. Do you know what a prose writing is? Have you heard that word before?
No.
It's just a narrative style of writing, okay? But they're not sure how historically accurate these are. Let me give you an example. In Ragnar's saga, he slays a dragon. Are dragons real? No. So a lot of things are questioned because they're like, well, dude, you did not slay a dragon. So a lot of historical facts about Ragnar's life are debated. Now, he might have taken place in the raids on Paris in 845 CE. And it's said that Charles the Bald paid him to leave Paris, setting a precedence for large payments to Viking chiefs for protection. Have we heard this before? Do you remember this from your primary source reading? A little bit? Yeah. I would say if I was writing your boxes, this would be my significance. Good? Are you ready? I'm about to tell you something interesting. Now, he is said to have invaded England, Northumbria to be exact, okay, with only 2 ships. I don't know if that's true or not. It's not very many people, okay? He is said to have fought King Ayla's army, all right, and then he gets captured by King Ayla. King Ayla decides to execute him by throwing him into a pit of snakes. Sounds like a living nightmare to me. I hate snakes. Yeah, so that would be my something interesting, okay? And then the last piece is to choose a learner profile. We are going to tally. This is from the last class. We got them up on the board because I know they're in a weird spot over here. Now, if you need to get up and go read the definition of the learner profile, do you think I'm going to let you do that? 100% yes, right? Get up and go look if you need something to find. Good so far, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, do you know how to get up from your seat?
Yes.
Yeah, are you physically capable of doing that? Yeah, some of you are like, I'm too lazy. Yeah. Courageous, knowledgeable, inquirer, thinker, communicator, open-minded, reflective, caring, principled, balanced. Now listen. I do not want to see every one of you choose courageous. Well, the seaman, he was brave. You guys, come on. All right? They're Vikings. We know they're brave. Right? Do you think that they're expected to be brave? Yeah, so it's not that special. Okay? Everybody got that? So not every single one of you should be choosing courageous. I want you to actually think about it. What? I know. Critical thinking, right? Can you manage that for me, please? Yes? So, for Ragnar, okay, if I had to choose a learner profile, what do you think I could possibly choose? This one's a little hard. There's not something I don't feel like pops right out. I think in the last class I chose communicator because he was willing to make a pact with Charles the Bald. I mean, he was going to benefit heavily from it, right? He got a lot of money out of the situation. But he said, okay, fine, I'll communicate with you, I'll have a conversation, we can sit down, chat it out, right? I will not invade you anymore, I will just protect you. Good? Or you could say he was a thinker because he thought about how much money he could make by not having to raid and possibly lose people and just get paid by the Frankish king. Sound okay? See what I did there? You think you can manage that? Alright, I'm gonna assign you your Vikings, alright? Are you ready? You ready, Skylar?
Yep.
Good, because you have Ivar the Boneless. Ivar the Boneless. Rylan, Rollo, first ruler of Normandy. Lars, Eric the Red. James, Leif Erikson. Emily, Fredis, Eric's daughter. This is the only girl. I know. Carly, Harald Bluetooth. Yes, that's really what he was called. Will, Sven Forkbeard. Forkbeard. Jackson, Canute the Great. You got it? Why are you laughing? He didn't name himself. His parents did.
That's horrible.
Gabby, Harold Hardrada. You got it? Girls, did you see one you wanted to do? You can just pick one. I don't care which one you guys do because we got all the other ones covered. Good?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're doing right now?
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions before you begin? Yes, sir.
For learner profile, do we have to explain why?
You do. Okay, you have to justify why you chose that learner profile.
We just do like
What does significance mean? Because people were struggling with that a little bit. I know that you might not have been. That's fine. But in my last class, I had a couple kids ask, "What does significance mean?" Carly, what does it mean? Yeah, something that's important. What's something they did that's important? Okay, say it again.
So we're just like.
So Leif Erikson and Fredis are siblings. And their dad is Eric Red. Yeah, Would we write that down? If you want to, yeah. So something that's important. Okay. Gabby, are these your extra credit notes? She went to the museum with her brother, okay, and lived there for a while, and it said that she drove off a heavily armed native tribe that attacked the settlement holding a sword. But then there's a second saga that was written after the first one, and it says that she was a conniving woman who orchestrated the murder of her business partner. And then when her husband and his men refused to kill her business partner, she killed the partner with an axe. So
She killed her business partner.
well, it's unsure of which one is true. It says, so in here it says the second saga was written later and might have been purposefully spun. I've purposely spun the tale to make it look bad because remember Scandinavia was Christianized and the Christian religion at the time wouldn't have wanted women to use brave warriors. They would have wanted them to be like meek and submissive and do as they were told. And so that's why they think maybe they told a different story of her. Yeah. Does that make sense? Oh, sorry, Carla, I'm not ignoring you.
Yesterday,
That's okay. Where do you think they were?
You watch Dora. We have
they
another
said
son.
Where'd you put?
On kindergarten to, he was supposed to military major and,
Open-minded, nice. Are you telling me why?
you want me to tell you why?
Yeah, I do. Let's see when I have to write more, I don't want to. What'd you choose? Still thinking? Who do you have? Eric the Red?
Craig's is a good one. I'm just kidding.
Now he sails, right?
Open mind, maybe reflective.
Yeah, or you could choose maybe Inquirer. Did you read the Inquirer one over there?
Yeah, doesn't that mean like someone who like questions?
Yeah, they want to know new things. And I think in the definition
He-
it
he,
says the definition of Inquirer over here is we are filled with an enthusiastic mind with a desire to learn and explore.
So what
We
is?
search for an understanding of the world around us and our place in the world. That might be a good one for him, huh?
What does dubbed mean? Like he dubbed Greenland.
Yeah, he called it. He's like, I'm naming it Greenland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he basically. Discovered Greenland, or?
Yeah. And then he told people it was really green so that they would come with him, but it wasn't. He lied.
Dang.
So instead of just putting the bull's hide down, and encircles a whole area of land. So he tried to outsmart King Ayla, and he did. Also, in that whole situation, he's like, sure, man, let's make a deal. Let's get it, we're in this together. Okay? And then he turns around and kills Ayla. Yeah, for his father's death. So he got the land, and then he killed the guy that killed his dad.
And for something interesting with this word, allegedly the son of
Yeah, Ragnar. Yeah, you didn't. Is that what you found the most interesting on here?
yeah.
All right, then that's fine with me. Yes, ma'am.
Who are we supposed to answer this question?
Oh, see, everyone's been asking about this. Apparently, they didn't get very far, but you know where did they sell? All right, raise your hand if you need more time. All right, Skylar's wrapping up. Do you remember kind of how I split you guys? Yeah, so one group's gonna have 6, one group will have 5. So Carly, I'll have you go with this group, okay? And then this group over here. Let's model how this is supposed to go, okay? I would like for you to stand up. Everybody got that? Okay. And if you 3 were in my group, okay, I would say, today I'll be talking. No, I'm just kidding. You can say I have Ragnar Lothbrok as my Viking, and then I would tell you the significance, and you would write that down. Okay, I would tell you something interesting about him. You don't have to write that part down. All right, you with me? Yes. Skylar? Yes.
Yeah.
What part do you not have to write down? Something interesting. You don't have to write down what they share. Okay. And then lastly, I would say the learner profile of my Viking. You do have to write that down, but you don't have to justify it. Does that make sense to everybody? Do you know what you're doing?
Yes.
All right, stand up and move around. Move to where you can hear each other. Please and thank you.
who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You guys are making me look bad because you're so close together right now. Maybe take a little step back. There we go. And then James takes it to the screen. What do you do?
A little bit.
Alright. So I had, Harold, King, who converted Harold, Danish king, who converted to Christianity. And for significance,
She just said, I'm gonna start, and you fools are not on track. Emily, you are not.
and then for the significance, I put that he converted to Christianity to hold off the invasion. And then,
You might have to help him spell it.
I feel like you're saying Carl.
No, that's not the guy. It's
It's Harold Bluetooth. Hard.
Yeah,
Find them.
we're gonna say it as
Harold.
American as possible. Harold.
Harold.
Harold isn't spelled like that either. It has an O.
Oh.
Yeah, I have an uncle Harold. That's the only reason
So how
I
do you
know
pronounce
that.
it?
So it's Harold.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That is not what you said.
Right, they all know I said Harold.
Yeah, you could say it on.
Bluetooth.
Oh my gosh, Harold.
Harold.
Alright. Okay, so the significance was that he improved his country's infrastructure and made solid contacts and treaties with neighboring countries.
Okay, wait, so you improved this,
With neighboring.
what's the second one?
Improved his country's what? Yeah.
Infrastructure.
I got Canute the Great. Spell Canute like CNUT.
Neighboring countries?
Yeah, other countries.
No, that's not.
Okay.
And for the significance, I said he revised
You can start, right?
and equalized punishment for crimes throughout his diverse territories.
And then the learner profile is a thinker,
What's the second part of that?
Oh, he's a what now?
What do you have so far?
I have revised the laws of Britain.
And equalized the punishments for crimes.
What else was it? All I heard was,
He equalized the what?
you just have to write
The punishment for crimes.
okay, so the, name of the Viking is Rollo. Rollo.
And something interesting is his name's Canute.
Rollo, the first ruler of Normandy. You don't have to write that over.
And for learner profile,
Rollo, the first ruler.
I wrote he was open-minded
So, he conducted raids
because
on West
he would
Hesea in the 9th
always
century.
establish new laws and revise laws
Raids on
and
West Francia.
equalize
Frankia.
What?
People he was working.
Okay, who were the people he was working with? We can play this game all day long.
I'll
We're gonna keep it on.
Oh,
Yeah,
had to write
answer
stuff for
the
them?
one.
We had to write like any
This is the one you.
He doesn't really say.
Yeah, so remember we talked about him being a communicator? Because he communicated with Charles the Simple and negotiated land, right?
Oh yeah, he got one.
Yeah, right? He didn't have that before. Normandy is a place where he could settle and grow crops and have a good life. He married Charles the Simple's daughter, like formed that relationship.
For mine, can I just say what he did but not write it down? That's what I gotta write down.
No. Is it my first day at school or something? Your first day here? Ask me questions about.
Somebody gets married their daughter. That's just kind of.